ISB show, Sahil Rahi, covering Europe. We have a very interesting topic today from Europe. Rahi, in the news has been a certain man, Sweden's Viktor Gyökeres, and we've been wanting to do this topic for a while. And since he's in the news, we felt it was time to compare the two attacking cores of two neighbor countries. In Scandinavia, we're going to Scandinavia today. For those of you, get ready because we're going to talk Norway. Hence, I'm wearing the Norwegian jersey, but I'm going to be unbiased in my opinion here. But the question of the day is, who has the better attacking core, Norway or Sweden?
The Wolf versus the Viking, right? This is very fascinating because these are two countries almost at exactly the same point. They're on this meteoric rise with incredible young talent. And if you look at the three up front for both these teams, they're incredibly similar. They're incredibly talented. They've all had incredible years. And have you seen the stats, man? It's insane. Insane. We're talking about Antonio Nusa, Erling Haaland, and Alexander Sørloth for Norway. And on the other side, we're talking about Dejan Kulusevski, Gyökeres, of course, and Mr. Isak, man.
Yes. So we decided here's the way it's going to work. So basically we have chosen two strikers and then a winger. And we're going to do that on both teams. And so let's just start off with this group here, right? Combined last season, this group scored a combination of 63 goals, my friend. 63 goals. So that sounds fantastic. Except that this group on Sweden combined, Mr. Gyökeres, Isak, Kulusevski scored a combined 91 goals last season. My goodness, these are scoring machines. Hence, we have the topic. Where do we want to start, right? You want to first talk a little bit about Norway's core or Sweden's core? Let's talk about Norway's core a little bit.
Let's start here.
Yes.
But boy, these guys are doing it all over the world too, right? Representing Haaland, of course, tearing up the Premier League. Continues to be the force that he is. Sørloth, Atletico Madrid, has a bit of the Spanish touch there, and Nusa in Germany. It's incredible here. Very different players. Obviously, the one I'm particularly excited about is Nusa because I think he's yet to demonstrate his potential. Everybody knows Haaland. Everyone knows how good he is. And yes, maybe dipped in form a little bit, but he is the Viking himself. And Sørloth is interesting, man. A huge man. Tricky player, and he just seems to produce.
I think it's funny because he's found his way now in moving to Spain, right? Before had a little struggles early on, but because he's found his touch in Spain, to score that many goals, especially when you're not starting all those matches, is absolutely incredible. I mean, you know, you're talking about a player that scored over 20 goals when he's not even starting all the matches. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane.
Super sub.
Yes.
And the thing is, remember, if you're Haaland on this team, Sørloth occupies space, right? He's a big individual. He's difficult to deal with. And on the other side, Nusa is cutting in from the wing, beating players one-on-one. So it really opens up space for Haaland. It's an incredibly dangerous trio.
And we've already seen him against Italy. Hence, after that, I promised all the Norwegian fans I would get the shirt, and hence I have got it. All right, moving on to a team that we haven't yet talked at length about, but Mr. Viktor Gyökeres has dominated the airwaves this week because he is about to make a big move to Arsenal, Rahi. But his colleague or compatriot is already tearing it up for Newcastle, and his other compatriot has been a stalwart for another Premier League team. So these boys are about to make a Premier League trio.
It's incredible, right? They're going to tear. I mean, Kulusevski's had an incredible year. You'd have to say he was better than Sonny for Tottenham. He was their main player. And then Gyökeres, there's been some interesting press recently, right? The comparison to Haaland has been made. Rafael van der Vaart made the comparison, said that he's a better version of Haaland. Look, the thing about this guy, he's produced, yes, in Portugal, but he's produced like nobody else. And it almost always seems like he's about to fall over, but somehow he's able to score these goals. It feels like he shouldn't be as good as he is, right? When you watch him, it's uncanny.
I mean, scoring over 50 goals is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane no matter where you do it. Now people will say, oh, he's not, is he going to be able to do in the Premier League? We'll see. But a guy who has been able to do in the Premier League is Isak, right? And he's such a stalwart for this Newcastle team.
Yeah, and he's very important in this trio because he's the most technical of the bunch, right? Well, Kulusevski also technical, but this guy in tight spaces is incredible, and he actually plays quite well as a setup man as well. So again, here it's a wonderful trio because Gyökeres is going to benefit and does benefit from the intricate work that Isak does. Man, like these two nations, these two countries with the young players they have, it's strange that you have similar stories in neighboring countries.
It's so wild. And most of these players are young. The old men in these groups are Sørloth at 29 and Gyökeres at 27, which is wild to think that. All right, it's come to time, Rahi, to make a decision. It's very hard. And unfortunately, we don't get to see these two teams play that regularly. So
we don't. They did play in the Nations League in 2022, if you remember.
Yes.
They were in the same group. Yes. Norwegians, of course, will remember that fondly because they won both games. And, of course, Haaland scored twice in that 3-2 game that they won. I have to go a little controversial here. I'm going with Sweden. Only because, Antonio Nusa is my boy. I love him. I think he's an incredible player. Yes. I just think Kulusevski's a bit more of a proven entity at this stage. Nusa has still some room to grow. He's the youngest of the group, right?
Yeah.
And I think once he really takes off, we'd be having a different conversation. But for me, that's the difference. So I'm taking Sweden.
Okay. All right. I think a little bit of recency bias there with Mr. Viktor Gyökeres dominating the headlines. Look, completely unbiased. And I mean this truly. It's very,
Says
very
that with,
close.
with the Norway shirt.
It is very close. It is very close. It is extremely close. But I want to see these Swedish players do it for their national team on the biggest opportunities, in the limelights. They've done it. They have done it in spurts for their national team. They've done it in spurts. But that last performance that this group of trio put together for Norway against Italy that they've been doing consistently in these qualifiers, I have this Norwegian trio ranked a little bit above those Swedish trio for that reason. But Sweden has all the opportunity to prove me wrong, but I'm going with Norway for now.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's time, Rahi, to put it to the fans. So all you Norwegian fans, all you Swedish fans, all you fans of various other teams who obviously have watched these players, it's not like you have to be sleeping under a rock to not know who these players are. But let us know your thoughts in the comments, Rahi. Final thoughts before we wrap up here. Our very Scandinavian video, this one.
Yeah, I know, man. The glory days are coming back. Reminds of Kenneth Underton,
Yes, is a lot of the old school team, right?
Flo, this is
Henrik Larsson and all those the big Norwegian strikers that were there in the past. But this is maybe the best attacking trio that either of those nations have ever had
in a long time. Yeah.
It's quite incredible. So for everyone enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. Let us know your thoughts as we get to see these players compete for their club shortly, but also compete for their national team in a few months. It's going to be exciting. Keep watching the beautiful game.